All right, let me get started by saying this. Today, well, actually, last night I got the poll. The Quinnipiac University Poll came out last night. I got a copy of it last night directly from these guys. And what it said is that Beto O'Rourke is 9 points behind Ted Cruz. I want to qualify that. There is nothing that has fundamentally changed in this race at all. Nothing. What changes the way that the polls are done, right? What I want to tell folks is simply, I've been going around my Facebook page, Facebook feed, Twitter, and all these things, and what I've noticed is that sort of some disillusionment in people, as if they don't want to, as if, what can we do to win this race? Let me first tell you how things happen with polls, right? The polls that we've been watching all along were what's called registered voter polls. So everybody that's registered, they poll those guys, and that's what they come up with. The truth of the matter is, in this race in Texas right now, what we should be going after are registered polls and not likely voter polls. And let me tell you why not. Nobody knows what the likely voters are going to look like. You are the ones that are going to determine what the likely voters look like, depending on the activism that we do, depending on the people that we get out. Remember, Texas is only a Republican state because most people don't vote, and it's discouraged for a people of a certain sect to vote. So if we change the makeup of the electorate, and I've never seen the amount of people in Harris County alone, I've never seen the amount of people activated going door to door and talking to folks and actually getting folks in. I can tell you right here in my very red community, I've heard a whole lot of interest, and yes, this may be empirical, a lot of interest of people voting here in Kingwood for Beto O'Rourke, the Democrat, in a place like this. So disregard these likely voters polls. I spoke when I was at Netroots Nation. I spoke to Celinda. I don't remember her last name. She's one of the biggest pollsters out here, or rather in the country. And I spoke to her for an extended period of time, and her belief is as well that we don't know what the likely voter polls look like in the entire country. So what we could actually find ourselves with is a blowout on the left, or just simply a no. The reality is, you are the one that's going to have to go out there and make it happen, right? If we, right now, the plutocracy, there's a whole lot of fear, and the fear is not from folks like us. The fear is that what we get is an awakening of the people, and the awakening of the people don't mean the awakening solely of progressives or Democrats. It means the awakening of Republicans, all right? Because the people that have been most screwed by Donald Trump, the people that have been most screwed by the policies of the right, are not you guys, are not us. The truth of the matter is, Democrats, liberals are better off in general than the average conservative. So the policies being passed hurt them. It is for us to go out there and make that case. I do that every day on Politics Done Right. You should be doing it every day in your grocery store. You should be doing it every day in your church. You should be doing it every day at the coffee shops. You should be doing it every day everywhere. None of this stuff is done yet. None of this election is cooked or anywhere finished. So I don't want to see on Facebook, on Twitter, or people dropping me lines and saying, what can we do to win Texas or turn Texas blue? We know it's different. All we got to do is what you see Swing Left and Indivisible and all these guys are doing. These guys are out there in the field. Folks like me are out there on the radio trying to encourage people to do things, and people are busting their asses right now. So there is absolutely no time for November to be disillusioned. Let me tell you let me tell you a little prediction here. I think November, if we continue doing what we're doing right now, is going to be big. I think it's going to be huge. But let me tell you what's the biggest problem we're going to have. Our work is just going to begin after winning. That is when our job begins, because the plutocracy, the corporatocracy, all these guys are going to be going after all these great people that we put into office. And you know what they're going to be doing? They're going to be trying to convince those people to be the status quo, to keep us between those rails. And all the progressive stuff that we really want to get out, they're going to try to nullify that. So what I'm telling you folks is this: let's continue working and doing what we're doing. We have to get out there, get on our butts, and continue bringing these people in. And after we bring them in, that is when the work begins, because we're going to have to, all these great Democrats and progressives that are talking nicely now, and they're talking these progressive values to us, people, we always use the phrase, we're going to have to hold them to account. No, we're not going to hold them to account. We're going to demand them to account or bring them down. So folks, stay positive, disregard the polls, and go out there and work. We go out there and work our butts off to get all these people that we know need to be elected. And after the election is over, our job is just beginning, because we are going to have to hold them to account. So I just needed to say that, because I was going crazy listening to folks on social media and elsewhere getting disillusioned as soon as this poll came out. Disregard the polls completely, because nobody knows what the model looks like. Nobody knows who is going to vote. Nobody knows. What we know is that if we do our job and we drag those people to the polls who need to vote, that Texas is not going to be purple. Texas is going to be blue. And it's not only Texas, this goes to the rest of the country. Mark my damn word. I'm telling you, there's a change in the air. They're trying to bust that change, and the plutocracy is going to try everything. And don't think it's not, some of it's not going to come from the blue dogs as well, because there's a change. And it's not only a change among Democrats. There's a change. You guys have a wonderful night, and till politics done right tomorrow, we're going to talk about some stuff the Cap's been doing. I think I'm going to have a guest tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, and let's go win it, and then hold those who win accountable, because that is how we do it. Have a great day.